110, 112. Circle 3 for robbery. I'll get you another crew. 828 Phillips at the Dollar General. 828 Phillips. There were two teenage black males. One pulled a gun on the cashier. I'll get you another crew. It's at the Dollar General. 828 Phillips. Go 3, 110. I've actually got two teenagers coming at me right now. Hoodies, clothes around their face.
Just fired a shot.
Just fired a shot at one of...
One in the blue fired the shot.
One in blue fired the shot.
2 alarm. I need officers get their shields out if you have them. He's coming over the fence of their house. It's a gray house. And he has pepper ball. Anybody have pepper ball?
506 start fire. Asbury's riding on standby.
I need some kits. I need some kits. My baby kits. I need fire after now.
We got shots fired. Give us some life-saving equipment up here.
Shots fired.
10 minutes left.
They're notified and en route.
As you heard, there are intense moments between Toledo police officers, and for the first time, we're hearing the radio calls between police and dispatchers during today's robbery that led up to a deadly shooting. A Toledo police officer shot and killed a man who robbed a Dollar General. It started this morning. Officers were called to the 5 Points neighborhood that is in West Toledo off Sylvania Avenue. Police say the robbery started at the Dollar General and then carried over into this neighborhood.
All right, let's set the table for you here this evening. Trent Croce and Michael Sandlin, they're both joining us now live. They've been on this story all day. Trent is breaking down everything that we have learned so far from police in the last 2 hours. And then we're going to check in with Michael Sandlin as well. He caught up with neighbors who heard that shooting go down. Let's start with Trent. Get us up to speed. What do we know at this hour, Trent?
Jeff, yes, this is where they all started here today at the 5 Points Dollar General here right off of Phillips Avenue, where officers responded to reports of a robbery where 2 male suspects robbed the Dollar General as well as one of the shoppers inside of it. TPD says those male suspects then ran away from the store where they chased them into the neighborhood to try and drive. One of the suspects shot at the officers during the chase. That's when officers surrounded the suspect and brought in negotiators. The suspect put a gun up to his head, then pointed it at officers, and they tried to de-escalate it. Then the suspect shot. The officer then shot the suspect. TPD says the other suspect was later found and arrested. Now, witnesses say shootings like this happen too much, and they would like to see more officers patrolling out in the neighborhoods.
Just less violence. Just less violence. More cops going around the neighborhood, making sure it's all good.
We tried to reach out to Dollar General for a comment earlier today, and they refused at this time. They're temporarily closed for the time being. TPD says they will release more details following this incident later this week, as well as body cam footage as those officers involved. Reporting in West Toledo, Trent Croce, WTOL 11.
Well, people living in that neighborhood are still on edge after this morning's violence happened right in front of their homes. Michael Sandlin's been out talking to those neighbors all day. And Mike, you told me people are disappointed but not surprised.
Yeah, Melissa, this neighborhood is no stranger to crime. I mean, just last year there was a homicide just one street over, but a 9 a.m. shootout while children are home from spring break is just too much for some parents in this neighborhood to handle. A mother who lives right next to the crime scene told me about how as soon as she started hearing the shots, she pulled her kids in the basement, saying, quote, "I heard the cops getting closer, the shots approaching, my kids were crying, I was crying." She told me after this incident she was ready to sell the house, tired of fearing for her family's safety. Another neighborhood resident, Councilwoman Teresa Morris, lives 2 blocks away from the scene. Morris grew up on these streets near Asbury Park, and seeing what happens on them now leaves her deeply disturbed. She says city leaders are looking into every option, but they can always do more.
Honestly, we're looking at everything because there's not one answer to this. There's about 1,000 answers to this, and we have to pursue every one of them. We as a council, we need to get better. The mayor, we all need to get better. Toledo itself has to get better because this is not what we're about.
Morris says she plans on bringing her concerns to council the next time they meet, bringing up issues about more gun buyback programs and accountability for both judges and parents. Reporting in West Toledo, Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.
This is a story we will continue to follow for you as new information is released from Toledo Police. So be sure to stick with us here on air and have the WTOL 11 News app so we can send those alerts right to your phone.